In this video, we're going to talk about the three biggest mistakes that I see people make when they first start treating their IBS, Crohn's, colitis, and other digestive issues. I've healed myself of IBS and colitis. I've helped many other people heal of all sorts of issues when the drugs stopped working, when the diet stopped working. And when I say heal, I actually mean heal. They can eat whatever they want, go travel and eat the foods when they go to Italy, or have a birthday cake on their birthday, have coffee every morning, eat gluten every morning. They live life like a normal person. And we do this by getting to the root cause. And so the first big mistake that I see people make is fasting. When I first started, I read a book about fasting and I was like, wow, this sounds like the answer. And I did a water fast. Mind you, I was already 155 pounds. I was pretty skinny, pretty underweight. I should have been a normal person my size, was probably somewhere around 180 pounds. And I remember my coworkers telling me, like, Mike, what are you doing? You were already skinny enough to begin with, man. Why are you so skinny? And I was delusional. I was like, oh no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And by the end of that week, I had lost 15 pounds and I had nothing to show for it. I still had lots of symptoms. If I did not follow my diet, I still would have lots of symptoms. Didn't do anything. I had one person I was working with. He fasted for, I think, 2 months, at least 2 months, and he had all of his nutrients injected him through the IV, and he had nothing to show for it. It costed him thousands of dollars, a month worth of his time. He had nothing to show for it. And that's because the root cause of Crohn's and colitis, it's in the brain. Our brain controls our whole body. We got the holistic community trying to tell us that the gut's the second brain, and it's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Every organ sends signals to the brain, and then the brain makes a calculation, then it sends signals back to tell our body what to do. There's only one brain, and it's our brain. Our brain controls our whole entire body. And now the founder of German New Medicine, Dr. Hammer, he could look at someone's brain CT scan and know if they had Crohn's, colitis, heartburn. He would know exactly what is wrong with the person just by looking at their at their brain scan. And he found that all conditions in the body were caused by a conflict shock, a stressful an event that threatened our survival. It caught us off guard, and our body felt the need to put an organ into overdrive to help us overcome this thing. So the second mistake I see people make is diet. And so the first diet that I went on was called the specific carbohydrate diet. And before I went on that diet, I could eat anything and everything, and my symptoms were very mild. I was on this diet for about 3 months. I was seeing a slight improvement in my symptoms. And then my birthday rolled around, and I was like, hey, I'm doing pretty well. I'm going to enjoy some cake on my birthday. And I had never, ever been so sick eating that piece of cake. The next day, I was sicker than a dog. It took another day to recover from that. And I had never experienced anything like that before, except and it was the diet's fault. And the book that I read about the specific carbohydrate diet, it completely changed my perception of starchy foods. It demonized them. And to your core, when you believe something is bad, what do you think your brain's going to do if you consume gluten, the staff of life, the body of Christ, and it goes into you and you believe it to your core to be bad? Your brain is going to want to give you diarrhea and to eject it from your body. And literally, when I started to learn German New Medicine, and I saw those brain CT scans, and I realized, it wasn't food that was causing my symptoms. It was my perception of the foods. All my food intolerances went away overnight. So stay away from diets, especially the vegan diet. The vegan diet and vegetarian diets are super nutrient deficient. They are lacking in protein. Your body's burning through lots of protein. They're just bad in every single way. The only diet I would advise that someone follows loosely is an ancestral diet, or the Weston A. Price diet, to be more precise, because a lot of people misinterpret what our ancestors truly ate. The third thing is take modern medicine's advice with a grain of salt. when we trust our doctors, they wear these lab coats, we see them on TV and they're all knowing, and they come up to us and they say, hey, you you got Crohn's and colitis, buddy, you're screwed. You're going to be on drugs for the rest of your life. We're probably going to have to cut things out. There's nothing you can do about it. Like that really, it can just destroy someone mentally and emotionally. And the sad thing about that is that it is fixable. It is fixable. I was lucky enough to have an aversion to authority figures growing up. So anytime someone of authority says something to me, my initial reaction is to question them. But for a lot of people, it's to, fully believe it. And that can crush somebody's soul that they're going to have to wear a bag of poop for the rest of their life. And there's nothing that they can do about it. There is something you can do about it. I have helped many people. One guy was 3 days away from the chopping board to have to wear a bag of poop for the rest of their life. They canceled their appointment. They started working with me. And now they still have their gut and they're feeling great. And it's all because we addressed the root cause. Guys, modern medicine is great for a lot of things. They're good at stitching us back together when we get run over by a car. They're good at diagnosing. They have tools that help us see what's happening inside the body. Sometimes they can be good or bad at diagnosing things. It's a very straightforward process, but they're horrible at treating chronic diseases. And it's because they don't understand the root cause, nor do they want to. They tell us they don't know the cause and that there's no cure, and they're either lying to us or it's complete incompetency, because we have known for a very long time, Dr. Crohn's in the 1930s knew it was caused by stress. He talks about it in this book, in this book written in the 1950s. They talk about how it's stress and that the best thing that they could do is go to a psychiatrist. But with the help of German New Medicine, we understand what's causing it a lot more. We know the root cause. It's total negligence that that the modern medicine community spends billions of dollars on research every year. I don't know. I think they're flushing that money down the toilet. Or I don't know what they're doing with that money, because we already know the root cause. We already know the types of therapies that are going to help us get us better. Yet they're spending this money on theories that have already been disproven. I don't know what they're doing with that money. When a GI doctor tells you something, seek a second opinion. Seek an opinion of somebody who's gotten better. I always say, what's this person's success rate? Most GI doctors have a success rate that's very low. So in my mind, their opinion doesn't hold much weight in my mind. That's just how I operate. You choose how you want to operate. Don't let their prognosis destroy you mentally and emotionally and spiritually, because there is a fix. There is a cure for this. They're just blind to it. Leave a comment down below and I will answer it. And I also have a link in my description, a free strategy session. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.